What if the greatest basketball player of our generation used player enhancement drugs? What if the man that is not human, LeBron James, is only like this because he's been using PEDs his whole career? What if? I'm not saying I believe it, okay? I'm a huge LeBron fan. Been my whole life. I'm 18. I grew up watching this man. This man's career's been my whole life pretty much, okay? But let me talk about it. So hit that like button, comment, let me hear your opinion, and subscribe for more NBA content. So let's get in it. There isn't a league such as the NBA where the very success of their brand is almost entirely dependent on superstars. NBA higher-ups know this. It's why the league has become more progressive in terms of format and schedule changes, as well as a lucrative TV deal to ensure their best players are seen and get a portion of their overall cut. It's centered around the idea that these elite stars are the most marketable and recognizable athletes, at least in the United States, and they are. You could drop LeBron in a smaller market and local economies, values will immediately jump about $500 million. Imagine his impact in Los Angeles or New York. The NBA or his top endorsers won't touch a negative story pertaining to him. Nike already has plenty invested in LeBron, close to $1 billion lifetime if you haven't read, and he's easily their top client outside of Michael Jordan, who has his own brand under their umbrella. And having just signed an 8-year apparel deal with the league, Nike and the NBA have more than one in common now: to market LeBron James through deep playoff runs, big television games, ads, shoes, apparel, and so long as he's healthy and effective on the court, he's their backbone. And large entities and markets make considerably more money off his success. In that time when parity doesn't exist, Golden State will run away with the next 2 titles, but chasing Jordan has been one of, if not the most interesting NBA story outside of championships itself. And now LeBron, whom conducts himself in the public eye at the highest level both on the floor and off the floor, is the closest enough to at least tap MJ on the shoulder. And the NBA itself and their biggest partners like Nike Basketball have a lot of leverage versus third-party anti-drug advocates. Information does not get out potentially for the most influential ambassador of the sport. The winners always write the history books, and as of right now, the NBA, Nike, and LeBron are all winning, besides the finals, and they will go out of their way to keep the status quo. The union and the NBA have all agreed in writing to keep much of their program confidential. The argument against the league politicizing itself is like any argument against Wall Street or other businesses politicizing themselves. There's questionable incentive to catch anybody, especially a high-level employee. Allegedly in 2009, after surgery to remove a benign growth in his jaw, many began to wonder if LeBron may be using some type of PED just based on the amount of nerves and blood vessels in the exact area the tumor grew. Random growth such as this probably shouldn't have occurred without hormonal influence, and this specific tumor growth is a recurring symptom amongst PED users. Soon after his surgery, LeBron was administered a random urine test which revealed the high-grade horse tranquilizer in his system and several other drugs, allegedly. In 2014, a few years after his first test, LeBron lost close to 40 pounds in preparation for his return to Cleveland. Many felt he was simply prolonging his career through essential weight loss as he aged, but some analysts speculated it was a result of blood thinning and effort to drown drugs out of his system before another test. That same summer, James disappeared back to Miami. When he returned, he reportedly to have grown almost 1 inch in about 3 weeks, and roughly 30 pounds he had lost were put back on, and this time with less than 2% being body fat. A growth spurt is what he called it, and around the time several NBA players around the league appeared on Miami Biogenesis Ledger, which helped suspend Ryan Braun, A-Rod, Manny Ramirez of the MLB, including local guard Jameer Nelson and LeBron James, allegedly. A former accountant at Biogenesis noted that the funds for PEDs were potentially tied to the Rich Paul's camp, LeBron's agent under Mr. Paul for LJ. Okay, isn't that shit crazy? Isn't all that batshit crazy? So tell me down below, do you think LeBron James is on PEDs? Do you think he, does enhancement drugs? Do you think he's not actually superhuman? He's been taking steroids or some sort of growth hormones or something to make himself last this long? Tell me down below, guys. I hope you guys have a great day, because I know I will. Till next time, guys. Peace out.